And we have Nestor. How's it going, Nestor?
Hey, all good. How
Good.
about you guys? How are you?
Pretty good. What time of day is it for you?
Um, it's a bit over 5 p.m. Yeah, I'm in Central Europe time.
Okay. It's about 10:30 a.m. by me. Well,
Oh
welcome. It's
yeah.
good to yeah.
And where are you based?
Right now I am in Mexico and the Yucatan Peninsula.
Cool.
Yeah. And our last guest was in Australia. It was about 1 in the morning for him.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's pretty exciting to be able to connect everyone across the globe like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's great to have you here today, and we did a brief introduction of dOrg or dOrg, but I will pass it on over to you. Are you going to be sharing some screens with us? Or?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm Nestor from dOrg. I mostly go by the name of Namaste, and I've been a member and the tech lead at dOrg for almost 3 years now. And yeah, and basically I wanted to talk a bit about dOrg and what we do. So we're a Web3 collective that specializes on development. We offer development services to projects, clients, startups that need development, and we specialize in different kinds of technologies, like all Web3 technologies. We do Solidity smart contract development. We do Web3 integrations. We work on multiple blockchains. So we have specialists in Cosmos, in Solana, Ethereum, Tezos, and so. And and we also love to partner up with projects or protocols that we believe could benefit from a mutual alliance, and be like an extension of their core team, and like push the success of their protocol or of their project forward. So since I'm doing an intro about the organization, I will tell you like how is it to work there, how is it to be a developer there, what do you have to do to apply, and so. But so can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, great. So this is our website. We wanted to make it that simple for people to see who do we work with and what is it that we do. So if you go to the page, you will be immediately shown like the companies and the communities that we have worked or we actively work with. And then if you click right on top of one, you can see like what is it exactly that we did, and some tags, uh, in case you don't want to read the whole thing, you just want to see like which were the technologies or the areas of expertise that dOrg provided for this particular organization or client. So as you may see, we work with companies, but we also work for communities and DAOs, like Badger, Gnosis, Polarab, and and so. So I think that here, like our site, it has a bit of everything that's important and no more. Um, so if you want to join us or you want to hire us, like this is the way to go, because if you click on join us, this will take you to a form, and if you click on hire us, this will take you to another form, and when you submit them, we automatically uh, get the notification or ticket, and we do check that like every day. We have like people uh, all of the time attentive uh, to our communications and contact. So yeah, I think that's like a good general intro. I could well go over into um, a bit of a breakdown on how is it to work there, and what is it exactly that we do in a day-to-day basis. But in case you wanna maybe um, ask something about, yeah.
I think Oh wow, that was handy to be able to mute it on your headphones like that. Pretty pretty
I know, right?
snazzy. um,
Yeah, sorry about
not
that.
no no problem. I think it would be really cool actually to hear a little bit about how it is to work there and
Awesome. Okay,
yeah.
so why dOrg and not like a regular web development agency, or why dOrg and not just be a freelancer, right? Or why dOrg and not like find gigs on your own and do development on your own, given that the crypto ecosystem is so open and flexible. Um well, our value proposition is that once you are a member of a collective, of the collective, you you get all sorts of help in upskilling. You also get protection and assistance from legal counsel, financial counsel. You also get teamed up with tech leads and peers who are very senior and seasoned developers of the ecosystem. So you get uh, the value added of being protected legally by the collective. So in case some friction happens with the client or something doesn't go according to the book, you don't have to deal with those situations on your own. Like you're not exposed as you are when you're a freelancer, but you're actually like protected uh, by the collective. And I think that one of the biggest value propositions that we have is that we're a DAO. So that's what's the most special about dOrg. Like we operate as an agency, as a web development agency in the face of the public, but we handle ourselves internally, our decisions, our treasury, our decisions. What do we do? Like we do all of that as a DAO. We actually have our own token, our own reputation token. It's not for sale. It's non-transferable. Uh, it's just a merit system, and with that, we handle our voting on Snapshot, and we handle our decisions for execution in Gnosis in Gnosis Safe. But we used to use Aragon, and yeah, like our decisions are handled by us. And you may say, okay, so if I am a developer and I am interested in the clients that dOrg's working with, and I am interested in getting in contact with the seniors at dOrg and being protected by dOrg and being matched with potential clients according to my expertise at dOrg. When I do enter, how is my day to day? So when you enter, uh, basically what happens is that you get a profile built based on your expertise, your availability, and so. And since you can choose different flexible ranges of availability, and you can also like state your own areas of expertise, we would make sure that you get teamed up uh, with a client or with a team that suits your profile best, and you're not forced to do anything. We just propose teams or projects to you, and you are free to choose like who do you want to work with. And once you choose a project that interests you or a team that interests you, um, then basically what happens is that we put you in contact with the tech lead of that project, and you take it from there. Like you have a backlog of issues or a project board or like the usual. And you may say, but that sounds a bit impersonal, right? Like we put you in contact with this person, we make you a profile, and so uh, but actually, like everybody at dOrg communicates with everyone. We're like a very active community on Discord, uh, and one of the big like culture values that we have is that we're always in contact with each other, and we if at some point we have any difficulty or any friction with anything being work related or not, we tend to reach out to our peers who can help us. So it's like a community built as a DAO that operates as a development agency in the face of the public. That's how I would describe like the full process of how dOrg goes.
That's awesome. So I have a few questions that come out of that. You mentioned being legally protected through the collective. Is how have you how have you worked through like having people from around the globe, being in different jurisdictions, if you will? Um,
Right. So when so how it happens is that when you hire dOrg to do a development project or to participate in the development of something, um, you hire dOrg. You don't hire our builders independently. So um,
gotcha.
if at some point like any friction happens, our legal counsel will defend us as dOrg, because
Hmm.
you're not personally exposed, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. In a similar way, do you do you help with people with taxes, similar to like Opulus with North America? They help do taxes, or is that all subcontractor, individual based?
Right. So we don't really get that far into helping people file their taxes and so,
Okay,
but we do work with Opolis. Like we have an active development partnership with them. Uh, but we do have like our own, you know, council and so, but nothing like it's not part of a regular process to help people, with that stuff. If you want that, you may reach out to professionals.
right. Um, you mentioned that you guys communicate a lot on Discord. Are you using? We had a whole tooling day, one of our first days here on Monday. We had projects such as dOrg, Clarity, Bipso. Do you use any of these tools within your
Yes.
organization?
Yeah, we use dOrg a lot. We actually came in contact with dOrg very recently. But yeah, we do use dOrg, and we really like it. We think it really helps with our day-to-day processes. And how we found out about dOrg is because they reached out to us in Discord, and they made a presentation on our weekly syncs, because we have a
That's exactly
bi-weekly. Yeah, we have a bi-weekly sync where all members attend, and we discuss on general organization level topics. And we usually have like a person who's external to the organization who goes there to talk a bit about something interesting, or something that may be valuable to the community. So at some point, they were reached out to us, and we had them as our invited member to our all hands, and we liked what they showed, so we started using it, and we really like it now. So yeah.
yeah. Same. That's that's pretty much exactly how we found dOrg. They reached out to us. We have a weekly community call here at Metagame. We said, "Wow, what's this?" Okay. They're like, "Yeah, we just whipped this up in 6 weeks." We're like, "Well, amazing. We're gonna use it forevermore." Uh, so it's been interesting figuring out how to integrate that, and it's good to see more and more tools popping up like that.
Absolutely.
So when people join dOrg, do you need to be a full stack developer? Do you take all walks, social media people? Where's kind of the threshold for participation, I guess?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I don't think we have hard thresholds on what exactly do you need to be, or do you need to have in order to join the organization. Like, anybody is welcome to apply. um, However, like, we do offer like some expert services. So if you apply to be a builder, which is the most common use case, you may have one of the core areas of expertise that dOrg offers as a service, and that includes um, you know, full stack development, or maybe just like development in general. You could be a backend developer, a front end developer, a Solidity developer, a Rust developer, whatever. We also offer design, so you could be a designer. You could be also a project manager. You could also be a tokenomics advisor or consultant. Um, and so, but also we do accept people that become part of the organization to help contribute to the organization itself, and not necessarily providing services to clients or
Hmm.
partners, but rather people who come in and help us build a better community, hone our processes better, and an example of this is that we have a role that's called community or DAO facilitator, who's a
Okay.
person who has experience with how communications and how contact and how behaviors are handled at DAOs, and she's a person that helps facilitate communications, meetings, processes, so that they feel fluid and cohesive, and so for DAO members. So that's an example of a role that we have that's not directly offered as a service to a client, but it's a contribution to us as a community. If you want a list of our open roles at the moment on the website that you're seeing in my screen, you can always click on join us, and it will take you to a drop down of open roles. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, through through this whole event, and especially in on the tooling day, and next week we have a job fair. We're really trying to educate people on, how to get involved in DAOs. Like, and for for some newcomers that maybe aren't full stack developers, who don't know Solidity or Rust, or aren't graphic designers, it's like, well, where do I fit in? So it's exciting to hear, like you're saying, we need community managers. We need people that can help manage the Discord, that can, do all the admin tasks, that can create shilling materials, that can run the Twitter, that can, you need all
Yeah.
these things, right?
Yeah, and something that I forgot to mention is that we do have public Discord channels. So if you, for example, are a person like you said, like I may be a Rust developer, but I'm very junior at it, for example,
Hmm.
or I may be someone who worked as an accountant, but I've recently transitioned into web design or something like that, and I don't know if I will be a good fit, or how's the process exactly if I wanted to apply, or what is it exactly that like what do you do, or like
Hmm.
if you get encountered with a situation like that, you can perfectly drop by our Discord in our public channels. Like there we engage with the community. We have direct contact with the community, like you speak with ourselves as builders directly, and we do like release from time to time some upskilling materials that may help you in your TypeScript journey, in your Rust journey, in your
Hmm.
software architecture journey, and so and yeah, like if you are really like motivated into building in the Web3 ecospace, and you are excited about being a member of a community of like-minded people, like even if you are not like a senior developer, for example, you are super welcome to apply, and we may find some areas where you could collaborate with us.
That's wonderful. And you mentioned that you have a reputation token that is non-transferable that you use for voting and such. But
Correct.
what do you actually pay people in?
Okay, so we pay people in regular stablecoin, or in protocol or DAO tokens, depending on the engagement and depending on the client. So, for example, when we work for Badger, we used to be paid partially in stablecoin and partially in Badger, and and it's kind of like the team gets certain flexibility to choose what do they want to like get paid in. So you could select, for example, oh, I want to be paid like a lot in project tokens because I do believe that this project's going to take off really high. So in Polyrap, which is another project that you may be seeing in the website right now, they actually allow us to choose from different stablecoin to wrap tokens ratios.
Hmm.
So you as a builder get to play with how do you want to get paid, you know.
Right.
So your initial question was in regards to the reputation token. So the reputation token does not replace payment, and
Right.
it's not taken as payment for builders. So the reputation token is something, it's a token that we mint based on the work that you've done at dOrg. Uh, we have different criterias, but the most basic criteria is that when you work for a client and you get payment from a client for a milestone completed, for example, you get reputation tokens minted, and those reputation tokens you can use them to vote on our decisions because you have contributed to the organization and
Right.
to its reputation and to what the community is building. But that reputation token does not replace like any part of your payment whatsoever.
Right. That's great to hear. And so it kind of fluctuates. And do you guys do most payments on main chain, mainnet Ethereum, or are you using some of these? I see that you're working with Near, Gnosis, and do you?
That's a great question. Because we used to use Ethereum mainnet for almost anything. But we've recently been transitioning into taking payments in and handling transactions in general in Polygon also. Just because the fees on mainnet were simply too high. But Ethereum is what we usually use. We're not like opposed or close to using anything different or any other chain. It's just that I don't know, like we've been using it for so long and it has worked very well. So we may have no urge to move as of right now.
Yeah, don't fix what's not broken completely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
um, yeah, well, that's great. Are there any exciting new projects that you're working on that you can kind of share with us that maybe we don't see on the screen here?
Absolutely. So we recently started another working relationship with Starkware, for example. We're contributing to their tech stack, which is very interesting. If you haven't heard about Starkware or what they're doing with StarkNet and StarkX, I'd highly recommend that you check them out because what they're doing is incredibly interesting. We're also working with Polyrap. Polyrap may not be as known as Starkware as of right now, but it will probably be because it's a very different infrastructural solution. What they're building. I don't want to like get deep into that, but those two are probably the two most interesting projects that off the top of my head, if someone asks me like, hey, what interesting projects are you working on at dOrg, I'd say those two are definitely like super interesting to me.
Yeah, Polyrap's definitely interesting to me. Even you mentioning it just earlier about how it works with stablecoins. I'm like,
Yeah.
need to look more into this.
Yeah.
Uh, Near's been pretty exciting too. They're doing a lot of different things right now, so it's one ecosystem I've been keeping an eye on.
Yeah. Yeah, we have been contributing to Near for a very long time now, I think. Maybe even more than a year, I think.
Hmm.
And it's been great. Like their ecosystem and what they're doing is definitely huge.
Yeah, and that's part of where like the Rust comes in, right? Because their contracts are on Rust, and
Exactly. Like like earlier when I was talking about like Rust development or assembly script development,
hmm
it's mostly because it's what Near uses. But yeah, like also with increase in the popularity and usage of Solana, which I think also uses Rust for smart contract development.
yeah,
Yeah, we're definitely getting an increasing need
yeah,
of Rust expertise.
yeah. That brings up an interesting question. Are there any exciting projects that you know about that are working on cross-chain interoperability specifically? Uh,
Polyrap.
yeah, yeah, probably.
Yeah, so like specifically getting into cross-chain interoperability, I think that as of right now at dOrg, that's what probably comes the closest.
Okay.
But something like working on bridges or things like that, I think that
hmm
we're not actively doing that at the moment. We may
Right.
have done so in the past, but I don't remember. But what comes closest is probably Polyrap.
Yeah, I've been looking at things like Layer Zero protocol lately, and it seems like the next big step is those bridges and that interoperability and getting everyone to kind of play nice together and be able to bounce between, making a clean user experience, right?
Yeah, I think that the what that's one of the key pieces to get even more adoption, which is providing a good, smooth user experience when it comes to interoperability, because it's very easy to get lost into the vastness
hmm
of what's available. So definitely, um,
It's also
yeah,
really easy to get siloed into the one that you found first, right?
of course, because in that vastness, where that sometimes you're gonna be very careful. You may, yeah, as you say, silo into your known comfort zone.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. You guys are kind of everywhere. Uh,
I think that one of the best things about working at dOrg is that we have an opportunity to contribute in so many different parts of the ecosystem and into so many different projects of different natures, that you really get a taste of very different things in a variety of of, of interesting projects across the ecosystem. So I think that's pretty cool.
yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us. This is really great. And so the website again, do you want to drop it in main stage chat or
Yeah.
voice it right now for people?
Yeah, so it's dorg.tech. I'll drop it in the chat.
And your Twitter handles?
Oh, I think it's dorg_tech, but let me recheck that. I'm not very
Yep.
active on Twitter.
That's what I'm seeing right now at dorg
Yeah,
underscore tech.
correct. That's our Twitter handle.
And would you recommend people going straight through the website rather than hopping in your Discord first? Like go to the join us and hire us is the best
Uh,
route. Fill out the forms.
uh, yeah. I mean, however you want to do it. But I would definitely recommend people like going directly to our Discord, dropping by, asking questions. Because sometimes like just filling out a form it may feel a bit impersonal.
Right. Yeah.
But if you drop by on Discord, we may be able to talk directly with you and guide you into what would be the best way of you contributing or participating.
Awesome. One last question just kind of popped to mind. What's the typical size of like a cohort crew, like working with a client?
Right. So it really depends on the project, but I'd say that around 4 to 5 people are
Okay.
usually what's like the normal.
Mm.
You have one project manager and probably 4 builders. Out of those 4 builders, one may be a designer, and the other 3 might be developers. A mix of software architecture, full stack, and smart contract development.
Hmm.
That's like the typical use case. Of course, there are projects that have way more, like 9, 10 developers. There are projects who have just a few, like just 3 or 4 members.
Right. That's super exciting, and yeah, I'm I'm very happy that you guys are around. It looks like you. I mean, it's obvious that you're making impact throughout the whole ecosystem. It's a,
Thank you.
yeah, it's a pretty stacked list of participation and collaboration going on there.
Mm.
Um, yeah, thanks for joining us at MetaFest 2 here, and for maybe come back and check us out on the job fair day if you have a moment. That'll be on the 22nd. Um,
Absolutely.
we have we have a little bit of a job fair going on within crypto voxels, which is kind of fun. We have some booths from different DAOs, and then we have a few other speakers talking about like CRMs and DAO promotion, funding, Web3 bridges, just different ways of connecting each other, right?
Mm.
Marketing. So we're really trying to give everyone a glimpse of the greater ecosystem that we're all interconnected with, but also how to get involved. Because for us that have maybe been doing it for however many years now, it's we've learned the language and it's second nature, right? But for people looking in, they're like, what is going on here,
Of
and how
course.
do you know?
Yeah.
So uh, trying to ease that transition for people. Um,
Absolutely. That sounds
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything else you would like to share?
Um, I would definitely encourage you to drop by our Discord, because if anything that we've discussed interests you, we'd love to have you on Discord and chat with you.
Awesome.
All right, thank you for having me, and
Yeah,
thank you for
nice to
the
meet you,
time.
Nestor. See you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye. Wow, dOrg, doing all kinds of stuff.